welcome, welcome, welcome to our Center for Spiritual Living here in beautiful San Clemente. We're so glad you're here with us, even if it's just virtual. And we'd like you to join us on our first sing-along song this morning, a Daniel Namod tune called More Than Enough. Yes, we have more than enough. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Infinite love is more than enough. Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Capistrano Valley here in San Clemente online. And we will begin with prayer as we always do. So this is what I know is true. I know that there is only one power, one life, one mind. And that this mind that is the mind of God is whole, complete, and perfect. It is all-knowing. It is everywhere present, in, through, and as each one of us. So knowing that it is right where I am, I know the truth, and I know it for each of us in the first person, that my listening and my giving, my receiving is all part of the same process. I declare a receptivity today in every listener, in every viewer, to eke out the pearls of wisdom everywhere, open and receptive to the message, open and receptive to the message, in the meditation, in the music, in the silence. Knowing that this is already so, because I have declared it, I simply say, thank you, God, And so it is. And now today's affirmation is, I am open and receptive to the abundance that is mine to have and to share. I radiate success and prosper wherever I turn. I'm going to read that again. I am open and receptive to the abundance that is mine to have and to share. I radiate success and prosper wherever I turn, and so it is. And now, our Declaration of Principles. I believe in God, the one creative intelligence, operating through the universe and operating throughout my entire being, now and always. I believe this perfect spirit operates upon a law of mind and creates my experience exactly according to a law of mind and creates my experience exactly according to my belief. I believe this perfect creative intelligence can be used by me and by every other person to produce health, abundance, and love in mind, body, and total life experience. I use it now, and I rejoice in it, and so it is. And now we're going to light the flames of faith. This is to remind us of our oneness. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as Kimberly Wooldridge lights the last candle, let it represent the path that brought you here this morning. And I would like to invite to the platform Reverend Judy Chapman, who's going to lead us in the meditation. And we will have our meditation song. So back to the platform, Wade Wooldridge and Kimberly Wooldridge. Gratitude. Meister Eckhart says, if thank you was the only prayer you said, it would suffice. Gratitude. So as we get comfortable for this meditation time, take in a deep, cleansing breath and hold it for 4 seconds. And as it is released, and as you exhale, release any tension from your body, any busy thoughts, any stress. Let it all go for this moment. And be here now in this moment of gratitude. So imagine traveling down to your favorite beach. It's a warm evening. The stars are out. It's a beautiful night. And as you walk down the beach, you see a fire pit there. And right beside it is a big pile of kindling, big pile of wood. And it's so inviting. And you just know it was placed right there in front of you for you. So you strike a match, get the spark going, and you build yourself a little fire. And it glows, and it's beautiful, and you are at peace. This wood that's next to the fire pit represents all the things you are grateful for. So you take the first stick and you throw it on the fire, and you watch how it catches on fire, and it expands and it grows. You start out with the basic things. I'm grateful for my life, grateful for my sight, grateful for my health. Each time you remember something to be grateful for, you throw another stick on that fire. It's really getting warm now. That little spark is growing into a beautiful bonfire, a bonfire of gratitude. You continue
You continue to throw the sticks on the fire. There are a million things to be grateful for. Your bonfire lights up the world. Your bonfire can be seen from space, growing and expanding. What a wonderful reminder that what we are grateful for, and when we are grateful, it grows and it expands. So for the next few moments, you still have a large pile of sticks there by your bonfire. So as you enjoy the evening, you just continue to throw on your sticks of gratitude, naming each thing as you watch the light expand and grow, reminding each one of us how grateful and how blessed we are. Back into the moment, giving thanks for that beautiful light that is gratitude and blessings. And now, Jimmy Van.
Thank you, Reverend Judy. At this time in our lives, there's lots of conflict, lots of questions. Do we go to school? Do we stay home? Do we social distance? Do we wear our masks? It's good to have something to hold on to, the principles that we learn right here. It's good to have a mantra that says it's going to be all right. Everything will work. And one of my favorites is the song from the landmark Rodgers and Hammerstein musical, Carousel, 1945, You'll Never Walk Alone, which I'd like to sing. And I'd like to send this out, a special dedication to our dear, dear, sweet friend, Michael Fay, who's been a member of this church for over 30 years. Michael, this is for you. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk
Oh my, how am I to follow that? I'll get the tears out of my eyes here. Thank you, Dr. Heather. Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy. That was absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. It really opened my heart, but what about you? I'm going to get my $100 bill up here so I know about my prosperity. There we go. Oh, well, good morning, everyone. I'm so happy that you decided to join us this morning for this wonderful, wonderful topic, prosperity. When Dr. Heather invited me to speak this morning, I was thinking about my topic, and I thought of all the different kinds of prosperity there is. So I named it Abundance Galore, and I thought that would cover everything. I want to shout out to Dave Friedman, first of all, for thank you, Dave, for that dynamic affirmative prayer that you gave to me just before the service. It just set me on fire, so here we go. So let's start out with a few powerful affirmations. I love affirmations. It's what keeps me solid and keep me focused. So I'm going to say it and you're going to repeat it after me. Prosperity is my divine inheritance. Together. Prosperity is my divine inheritance. Cash flows to me like a raging river. Cash flows to me like a raging river. I love the visual on that. I see the floods and I see the raging river coming down the canyon, and I love it. I love it. So that one feels really good. I am receiving all my good. Together. I am receiving all my good. My income is constantly increasing. My income is constantly increasing. And the last one, I prosper wherever I turn. I prosper wherever I turn. Affirmations are a vital spiritual practice in my life. They reframe my conscious, subconscious mind, and they plant seeds into my conscious mind. So that's all a good thing. So we are all aware of the fact that what we think about, we bring about. That our thoughts create our experience. We know that believing is seeing, not the other way around. Not seeing is believing, but believing is seeing. A prosperity consciousness is mandatory for our success. And gratitude is the secret to our abundant life. That's why that meditation was all about gratitude. When we think about gratitude, it expands and it grows. I know I've told you the story before about my time in Nevada City, but I'm going to tell you again. And if those of you who've heard it, you can go get a cup of coffee. Okay. So in the late 70s, I moved to Nevada City, California with my two daughters, Julie and Carrie. They were 4 and 6 at the time. And I got a job after the first week at a cable TV office. I was the office manager, and I made $2.52 an hour. And I was excited because in the 70s that was good. But to supplement my income, I played the guitar at the time, and I was self-taught. I couldn't read music or anything, but I played the guitar, and a little restaurant in Nevada City called Friar Tuck's opened, and it was a fondue restaurant. And I just want to say That restaurant is still open today, all these years later, and it's still our favorite restaurant. But instead of 7 tables, now it has like 40 tables. It expanded and it grew. So anyway, I got this job at Friar Tuck's, and I sang on Tuesday nights. And I'd sit over in the corner, and there was 7 tables. Sometimes I'd have 1 table. Sometimes I've had 3. I was so excited. They couldn't pay me. It was a new restaurant, but they said, every time you sing, Judy, we'll give you a dinner, a fondue dinner. And I said, great, can I save them up? And he said, yes, that's fine. So I played for tips. I think I played Country Roads probably 1,000 times. Country Roads was the big hit at that time. I played it so many times. Anyway, so I would give a dinner, and I would save them up. Because at $2.52 an hour, I didn't have the funds to take my girls out to dinner at all. So once a month, we would go out to dinner to this darling restaurant and have fondue. And it was so much fun. And I was grateful. I was so grateful, and I felt so abundant sitting there having this lovely dinner with my 2 little girls. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. Abundance is a feeling within us. It is a feeling. It is a consciousness of wealth. And the definition of wealth, now you might be surprised at this, it is a condition of well-being. And the definition of well-being is the state of being happy, healthy, and prosperous. So let's say that together. I am wealthy. I am wealthy, which means I'm happy, healthy, and prosperous. What we are affirming is that every time we say, I am wealthy, I am happy, I am healthy, I am prosperous. Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of the Science of Mind, says this about abundance. I always have an abundance of money and an abundance of whatever it takes to make life happy and opulent. There is a continuous movement towards me of supply, of money, of all that I need to express the fullest life, happiness, and action. Just like affirmations are a spiritual practice, tithing is also a spiritual practice. And I think it's one of the most powerful ones that there is. In the late 90s, I took a course called Financial Freedom, which was presented by Reverend Lloyd Strom and Dr. Marcia Sutton. There's the book down there, Financial Freedom. It's a big, thick book. It has so much stuff in it that I can't share it all, of course, but I'm going to just share a little bit of it for you. So the title was Financial Freedom, and the subtitle is Duplicating the Nature of Spirit in Your Financial Affairs. The main thing I learned from this book and this course was the true meaning of tithing. It stated that tithing was not a secret formula that involves strict adherence to certain rules. It was simply a tool that we use to dispel our fears, to build our faith, and to come into a greater awareness of God as our source. Tithing is giving 10% of our financial income to where we are spiritually fed. That still leaves 90% for us to pay our bills and do whatever we want. Just 10%. I personally am fed by this center, the Center for Spiritual Living, Capistrano Valley in San Clemente. This is where I give my tithe. I also give a tithe to musicians, artists, teachers, and performers because they spiritually fed me, just like that song that Jimmy sang this morning, I was spiritually fed by that. We practice at this center gracious giving, which is an awareness that what you have already received in the form of awareness of all the God in our lives. For God is good, and it's all the time. A tithe must be given in the mood of gratitude and love, never in a place of fear or from a place of lack. For about 30 years, my family and I had attended the Boys and Girls Club in San Clemente, the yearly auction, the charity auction. And every year we bought something. This one year, let's see, it's been 22 years ago, what was on auction was a baby grand piano. So we go, before the auction, you look around at everything. And so my daughter, Julie, she looks at that, she goes, wow, she says, you know, Mom, I always wanted to take piano lessons, but we didn't have the funds to do it when I was little, so yeah, that's sure a pretty piano, you know. So, and that was all she said. So towards the end of the evening, that came up for auction. And I got the divine elbow. Do it. And I just thought, oh my God, I can't do that. It's got to be super expensive. And I just can't do it. No, buy it for her. Buy it for her. The voice kept saying it over and over again. So I got my little bidding card in my hand, and it started to bid. So I popped my hand up. My hand was shaking. That was the fear. I was moving through the fear. Popped my hand up, and some guy at the other side of the room was betting against me. And I thought, come on, so I'd bid again, and he would bid again, and I would bid again. And I looked over at Julie at the table, and her eyes were getting bigger and bigger. She's going, oh my God, what is my mother doing, you know? So finally, the guy kept bidding against me, and I think it got to $9,500 or something. And I stood up with my bidding paddle, and I said, I am going to buy this piano. I don't care how much you bid against me. I'm buying this piano for my daughter. She didn't get to take lessons when she was little. I'm going to buy this, and she's going to take piano lessons, and on my 60th birthday, she's going to play Moonlight Sonata for me. Well, the bidding stopped. I got the piano, and the rest is history, and yes, she did, but it wasn't for my 60th. It was for my 57th birthday. She sat down in a red velvet dress with the candelabra on the baby grand piano and played Moonlight Sonata. Wonderful, wonderful. It was moving through the fear of buying something with, that substance, and moving through it and just doing it. It's said that gratitude is like a magnet. And more grateful you are, the more you receive things to be grateful for. So we are taught at this financial freedom, we were taught the letting go of lack prayer, letting go of lack. So, and it involves your entire body, and they say that when you bring in hand movements and body movements, it makes the groove in the mind deeper, so you can remember it better. So my release of my letting go of lack prayer, and we're going to do it 3 times, and I would love for you to do it with me. And so you start out with your left hand. I release my belief in lack. I release my belief in lack. I release all of my needs.
I release all of my needs.
I am grateful, God.
I am grateful, God.
Is the wealth that I am.
Is the wealth that I am.
All right, now together. I release my belief in lack. I release all of my needs. I am grateful, God is the wealth that I am. And one more time. I release my belief in lack. I release all of my needs. I am grateful God is the wealth that I am. I'll tell you, if you do that a few hundred times, you believe it. You absolutely believe it. Wealth is a consciousness of abundance, while poverty is a consciousness of lack. I do that release prayer quite frequently to remind myself that I am prosperous, that all the abundance of the universe is mine as long as I am open to receive it. So I stay in that consciousness of prosperity, and it works. Here's my $100 bill. I'll set that right there to remind myself, because the other thing that I do to remind myself that I am prosperous is I take a $100 bill and I put it in my wallet on one of the slots where you put someone's photo. And so when I open my wallet up, I see that $100 bill. And I'm reminded that I am prosperous, that I am wealthy. That means I have a sense of well-being, and that I am grateful for all the good in my life. Because I remember, gratitude grows and expands when you are grateful. So these are just some of the things that I learned in that financial freedom class. When our beloved Dr. Heather came to us in 1999 to be our spiritual leader, the first thing she asked me was, she found out that I had done the financial freedom class prior to that, would you please give that class to our board of trustees? At that time, I was on the board, and I said, well, yes, I would love to do that. But we all worked, and at night we were taking classes, so the only time we could do that class was at 6 a.m. in the morning. So for 8 weeks, I think it was a Tuesday morning, might have been a Monday morning, at 6 a.m. till 8, we met together and we did the financial freedom class. And that just set the tone for this center, and that's why we're always so prosperous. We're so prosperous. It was a wonderful, wonderful time to be together, and it was a wonderful time to be aware of the prosperity and the abundance that is ours. Many years ago, maybe 20 or 30 years ago, my mom and I went to a workshop. I was asking her, but we don't even remember where it was or who gave it, but we do remember one thing from the workshop. They taught us never, as ladies, never put your purse on the ground. It blocks the flow. You want to keep it up off the ground so the flow, it's just a consciousness of abundance. So it doesn't really, I believe it really did block the flow if I put my purse on the ground. So on occasion when my mom and I would put it on the ground or on the floor, we would remind each other, you're blocking your flow. So we would instantly bring it up. So it's either on your lap, and they have little hooks, you can hook them on a table or hang it on the back of the chair. It's just another reminder not to block the flow of the universe that is coming to you, which is always there. Throughout these last 21 years with Dr. Heather, she has presented to us and offered to this congregation many prosperity classes. And I have attended all but one of them over these years. And believe me, they did not disappoint. Every time I was in one of the prosperity classes, my finances grew and expanded. And I think it was because I was more aware, and I had lifted my consciousness of prosperity up by taking the class and being reminded. And I just lifted up my consciousness, and I was more open to receive, because we have to be open to receive our good, or it's going to be blocked. But every time, and I would go to Dr. Heather and say, oh my God, it's happening again. I got a raise, I got a bonus, I got this, I got that. And it was just not only in money, but it was all different kinds of things. Beautiful abundance in my life. But if we are angry, resentful, fearful, and unforgiving, those are the things that block our receptivity to our abundance. They block it right off. So let that stuff go. Remove the mental blocks and the obstacles and receive all of your good. We live in an abundant universe, and we can receive it all. I'm just going to find that quote from Emma Curtis Hopkins says, "There is good for me, and I ought to have it." I really like that. I ought to have it. That means I will have it. So one of the prosperity programs that Dr. Heather offered was called the 4 T's of Prosperity by Stretton Smith. The 4 T's are tithing your time, talent, and your treasure. It was a 12-week course, and you had to sign this. I found my book's over there. I found my book, and I had signed a declaration promising I'd be at every class and I'd do exactly what it said. And I signed my name, then Dr. Heather signed hers, and ooh, I was committed. But the thing that I remember most about that class is that every week we had to say an affirmation 200 times a day. Excuse me. I am prosperous. 200 times a day. So what I did is I timed it, and it was between 7 and 10 minutes, depending on how fast I spoke. So for 10 minutes a day, I would say, I am prosperous. And to kind of stir it up a little bit, I would put my emphasis on different words. I would start out with, I am prosperous. I am prosperous. I am prosperous. So 200 times a day, I would drive to work and I would say my affirmation. And believe me, when you start your day out like that, you're a prosperous. You can't be anything else but that. To add a little more power to it, you place your name in the statement. So I say, my name is Judy, and I am prosperous. My name is Judy, and I am prosperous. Okay, you say it in yours. So my name is, and I am prosperous. This opens you up to your receptivity to all the abundance that is yours to have and to share. I continue to use that affirmation today. If I'm feeling a little sketchy about money or something, I will use that. I'll look at my $100 bill in my wallet, and I will also do the I am prosperous. We're going to do that. We're going to do that together 3 times. I am prosperous. Ready? I am prosperous. I am prosperous. I am prosperous. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that make you think, oh yeah, I am. I got everything I need. I do not live in a lack consciousness. I am prosperous. Believe it. Then you see it. And you act as if it is already so. Rumi has a few quotes on prosperity, and I couldn't let the day go by without doing a few Rumi quotes because I love Rumi. Jalaluddin Rumi is the 13th century Sufi poet. Love is the bridge between you and everything. Giving thanks for abundance is sweeter than the abundance itself. There's that gratitude again. What you seek is seeking you. gratitude like a cloak, and it will feed every corner of your life. I love that one. Years ago, I was a friend of Dr. Louise Hay, and we would gather for dinner or lunch or something, and she told me one day that you can never create prosperity by talking or thinking about your lack of money. It's wasted thinking, and it cannot bring you abundance. Dwelling on lack only creates more lack. Poverty thinking brings more poverty. Gratitude thinking brings more abundance. I had an uncle a long time ago that everything he did, he said, I can't afford it. And you've heard people say, you want to go to this concert, or you want to go out? I can't afford it. I can't afford it. The truth is, you can afford anything you want. You just choose to put something else in a priority position. So I can't afford it completely erased from my vocabulary because I can't afford it because I live in an abundance universe. So these are a few of Louise's prosperity affirmations. I express gratitude for all the good in my life. Each day brings wonderful new surprises. I pay my bills with love, and I rejoice as I write out each check. Abundance flows freely through me. And let me just say right there that I believe that order is a spiritual practice. I know exactly what's in my checking account. I know exactly what's in what I've charged on my credit card. I keep my money folded in a certain order. I respect money. I respect what it can buy. And so I believe, I had told, I think she posted it on Facebook, I said, they say that cleanliness is next to godliness. I think order is next to godliness. When you have order in your life, you have order in your mind, you have order in your financial affairs. Here's another affirmation from Dr. Louise Hay. At this very moment, enormous wealth and power are available to me. I choose to feel worthy and deserving. Just like our song this morning, I am more than enough. I deserve the best, and I accept the best now. I release all resistance to money, and now allow it to flow joyously into my life. Many people were taught that money was evil. And the actual quote in the Bible is, the love of money is evil, not money. Money's not evil. Money, it buys you wonderful things and it does good things in the world. So I release all resistance to money, and I now allow it to flow joyously into my life. My last one. My good comes from everywhere and everyone. My good comes from everywhere and everyone, and God is my source. The wealth and the well-being of the universe is yours. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be healthy. And you deserve to be prosperous. And so it is. Oh, I pray. I pray. I forgot. I pray. I am prosperous. Yeah. Oh, we go within so we'll never be without knowing the truth. And that truth is there's God and absolutely nothing else. God is our life, our joy, our prosperity. God is power. God is peace. God reflects the abundance of the universe. I know that this mighty moving power is everywhere present at all times. Therefore, it is alive within each one of us. We are the expression of this divine energy. We are the sacred activity of this divine love. All the qualities of God live and move and express as us. So I affirm and I decree that all is well. That we are open to receive the abundance of the universe into our life. Abundance flows to us like a raging river. And we are grateful. We are thankful for all the good. And so as I place these words into divine mind, I know that they've already been acted upon and created. And my heart is full of deep thanksgiving for this teaching, for this knowing, for this truth that sets us free. So I anchor this prayer in confidence, in joy, and in abundance as we say together, and so it is. And now, Jimmy Van.
Thank you, Reverend Judy. What a wonderful, wonderful talk. Now that we know that we are more than enough, now that we know that we are eternally prosperous, and now that we have a mantra that tells us we are never alone, we can get through everything, we're going to say that you don't have to look at the gray skies, because the gray skies are going to clear up. So come on, guys, put on a happy face. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Gray skies are going to clear up. Put on a happy face. Brush up the clouds and cheer up. Put on a happy face. Take off the gloomy mask of tragedy. It is not your style. You feel so good, you'll be quite decided to smile. Pick up pleasant outlook. Come on, stick out that noble chin. Wipe off that fun outlook. Slap on a happy grin, yes. And just spread sunshine all over the place. Yeah, put on the happy, happy face. Take it easy. Sit
Come on. I am. It's time now, and we now need the thing back on, please. It's now time for us to share our good, practice the principles that Reverend Judy has just been talking about, and write your check or go to our website, do that PayPal, or text to give 844-948-3044. However you want to give with love, and love to give. I would like to give gratitude for the elves that come in sometime before Sunday morning and deliver the flowers. Today the flowers are from Hans Smith, and the plant is from Kathy Story and Tony Sparks, I'm pretty sure, because and just thank you for everybody who sends their love in whatever form you're sending it. We appreciate you. So let's say our prosperity affirmation together. My offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply and symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply. It's now time, so after service, come and join the Zoom meetings. There's a prayer, there's a coffee and conversation, there's conscious connections at noon. Connect with each other. Show your love to one another. Show our love to each other. We're so grateful we're all here. And we're going to close with a peace song. So come on up. With each one of us. You ought to have it. I ought to have it. We are prosperous. And so it is.